Parrot here from the Paradox Brothers YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making a video um, about this deck in front of you. Um, this is going to be different than what we've done in the past because I'm actually going to play this on the Dueling Book ladder. and just probably one or anywhere between 1 to 2 matches depending on how long it takes. But before we do that, I'm just going to explain this a little bit. So this is what I'm calling Captain Chaos deck, and it's pretty much just a warrior deck utilizing Sacred Cranes and Marauding Captain, and some other interesting cards because we're using Marauding Captains and Sacred Crane. We're also using like a Cyber Jar so we can summon out the Sacred Crane. And outside of that, a lot of these cards are things you'd see in a warrior deck, not the Book of Moons. We don't have any Solemn Judgments in here, so I'm not saying by any means this is like the most optimal version of this deck. Also, I'm not the first one to think of utilizing Sacred Crane and Marauding Captain. There's plenty of videos on YouTube of people pointing out the synergies between those two cards. But in case you don't already know, Sacred Crane, when special summon, you draw 1 card, and Marauding Captain allows you to special summon after you normal summon Marauding Captain a 4-star or lower monster. So you can special summon Sacred Crane, draw a card off Marauding Captain. You get board presence, momentum, and you get to draw a card. So I think there's a lot to be said there. Honestly, if Marauding Captain was dark, you would see this played a lot more often, or if it was light. But yeah, so just really quickly, playing 1 Blackluster Soldier. I had builds of the same deck utilizing 1 Chaos Sorcerer too. Maybe that's better, maybe it's not, I'm not sure, but for this build I'm just using the 1 BLS. Blade Knight, because we're going to have a lot more cards in our hand than normal. We're only playing 1 Blade Knight. And I'm also not playing any Solemn Judgments to protect like the face downs. So yeah, so just the 1 Blade Knight, 1 Breaker, 1 Cyber Jar. As I said, it allows you to summon the Sacred Cranes. I mean, theoretically, even though it's very unlikely, you could get 3 Sacred Cranes off of the Cyber Jar and draw 3 cards. Probably never going to happen, but their chances are good that you'll at least get 1 of these off of the Cyber Jar. And it's pretty likely that, especially in Game 2, you'll get this to go off if your opponent doesn't see it in Game 1, because you don't play any other flip effect monsters. DD Warrior Lady, Exiled Force, very common cards in Warriors. Kaiku, very common card in Warriors against Chaos decks, and any deck that likes to banish from the grave. So like Earth Beatdown decks are pretty good against this deck, I would say, because we don't play any real battle traps besides Mirror Force, Ring of Destruction. and we have Book of Moon, which is kind of like a crappier version of a battle trap in a way, but this is definitely more suited to keep up with Chaos decks. The Book of Moons, 3 Book of Moons probably seems like a lot. Maybe it is, but I like to play 3 Book of Moon just in this current deck. You could probably take out, I like just the way the ratios are personally, but I'm not saying 3 Book of Moon is the best. Marauding Captain, I already talked about, but one other thing to note is because it's 3 stars, it does get underneath the stall cards that Vern likes to play. Grandmaster Sasuke allows you to get rid of walls like Gravekeeper Spy, Sacred Crane, special summon them off of Premature Burial, Marauding Captain, Call of the Haunted. I even had a build of this where I was like a Dimension Fusion-ish turbo using not Reasoning, but a couple of Monster Gates and Dimension Fusion to get these back. That could also be a good way of using it. 1 Tribe Infected Virus, Zumbar the Dark to help with the aggro matchups and getting over spies, and 1 Mystic Swordsman for the turbo matchup. 3 Book of Moon I already talked about. I do like Book of Moon because it's like a high utility card, and you can just do a lot of different things with it. Delinquent Duo, Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm, 2 No Lunar Crossout, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial. All these are very common cards. Obviously, 2 reinforcements in the army. One thing to know about this, unlike in a normal toolboxy type of deck, warrior deck, you really kind of need to think about your reinforcements in the army more than ever. Sometimes you use it to get toolbox cards like Mystic Swordsman and Exiled Force, IDD Warrior Lady, Grandmaster Sasuke to some extent. But a lot of times, if you have these dead Sacred Cranes in your hand, which you can normal summon technically, but you really don't want to because it's not doing you any good, you instead want to go for Marauding Captain. Then get a draw out of it and board presence. It's kind of the idea. So one Snatch Steal, and then for the traps, call the Haunted, 3 Dust Tornado, which are, I think is 3 Dust Tornado honestly is really good right now because you have a lot of Trap Dust Shoot. You could play around Trap Dust Shoot if you have, say, 4 or you have 3 cards in your hand you're about to draw, and you Dust Tornado your opponent's back row, play another spell or trap, then they can't activate Dust Tornado, or they can't activate Dust Shoot after that. 3 Jar of Greed, Mirror Force, Ring of Destruction, Torrential Tribute. So obviously kind of set more to up to fight with the Chaos decks, and the aggro matchups are less common nowadays, but still we'll have to be ready for them. But side deck, we have 3 King Tiger. It's good against Goat Control, which we're already really pre-sided for with the books, and it's also good against Burn. 2 Karibo. I think this card is probably one of the best, if not the best card against Reasoning Gate, which is becoming more popular because it's a dark. For control decks, it's a 1-star, which is really good. And also, it just stops you from losing. Generally speaking, those types of decks and Rescue Cat type decks and things of that nature have perfect damage or near perfect damage on board. So being able to take out their like strongest monster, like say someone megamorphs a Master of Oz that was Cybersteined out, and you block the Master of Oz, and now they're out 5,000 life points, and they didn't OTK you, and next turn you Snatch Steal or something else. This card is really good, and they can't do anything to stop it, really. I do have this in here. Most tournament players will never see side this because it's only used against empty jar decks. But if you play on the ladder enough, you're going to run into empty jar players at some point. And if I'm playing decks on the ladder, I usually include this in there just because it pretty much stops them completely. So if you do lose against empty jar players, definitely side this. It is also a 1-star, so you could put it into like cat control decks, it being a beast. You could put it into just normal control decks that want to use it for Thousand Eyes Restrict or whatever. And Mystic Walk, probably the best card. I really didn't use this card a ton against Burn for whatever reason. I knew it was good, but I've been using it a lot recently. And it's unbelievable how good this card is against Burn. You can stop yourself from being locked up with the Ojamas. You get 1,000 extra life points when you tribute off a token, which doesn't actually trigger the Ojama effect to damage you. And so it's just fantastic. And you can use it if your opponent's trying to snatch one of your monsters. It's really, really good against Burn. 3 Wapaku. I think this is also really good against Reasoning Gate. So 3 Wapaku, 2 Karibo, I think is good enough to take out Reasoning and not lose to Reasoning Gate in most cases. And 2 Sakuretsu Armor. So the thing we're going to be the weakest against is aggro for sure, because we don't have a lot of side cards, and we sure don't have a main deck ready for it. So we'll see how that goes. Cool. First opponent here. I'm going to end up editing and censoring out all the private information here, so I'm not going to actually say my opponent's name. But we won that. Tell them have fun, and we'll go first. Alright, so standby phase main. Got Pot of Greed, a Sacred Crane. That's not bad. We also have Call a Haunted, so we could potentially maybe bring back the Sacred Crane if it gets like Delinquent Duode or something. So in this situation, what I'm going to do, don't really know what my opponent's doing yet. So I'm probably just going to summon, or not summon, but just set the Ring of Destruction and in my turn. So they're getting impatient already. Reasoning. So let's think about this. Let's just say 4. It could be. I have no idea why they moved that to the. It's Mega Rock Dragon. So they're probably 4 is not going to be the answer here. Three. I think JDZ just played a deck like this not too long ago, so this doesn't surprise me. Yeah, you're good. Master Monk. That's a pretty cool card. I do want to make a deck at some point using that card, but I haven't. So they haven't played any giant true nades, which makes me feel like they just don't have that. But they're probably going to banish a ton of monsters for the big rock guy and try to do a ton of damage. And this situation, Ring of Destruction, is not really a good card to have down there because it's not going to stop damage. I mean, it will stop him from attacking twice, which is nice. So depending upon what he does next, we might be just ringing this Master Monk. Terrible thing about Master Monk is he has like, I'm just going to ring it. We're not going to take 3,800, let's take 19. So in this case, the ring wasn't so bad. Alright, well, I don't know what he could possibly have down there. Probably nothing really very useful. But I'm going to go ahead and just attack him with the Sacred Crane. Yeah, just goats. That's fine with me. We're not going to actually attack a goat. I should have just let him banish it first, but because he would banish a lot more, but he might be Dimension Fusion turboing it up here. And then totally wrecking me. Nope, okay. That's cool with me. I'm just going to set this, into my turn. Very unlikely that he's going to destroy his own swords, unless he has like game on the board, then I guess he would. Okay, cool. So now we're going to call back the Sacred Crane. Draw one. And I'm just going to summon the Sacred Crane. Dust Tornado that. Get that out of the way. And get 32 damage on him. So didn't summon any monsters, which makes me feel like he has nothing. Yep, he has nothing. So to be honest, that actually was went a lot better than I expected. Alright, so we're going against any kind of reasoning gate. We're going to take out the Nominal Cross out, obviously put in some Wabokus, take out one of the books, put in some 3 Wabokus go in, and let's take out the Mystic Swordsman, and let's see. I might just do this. I don't want to get rid of like a lot of my normal summoning attackers. I guess I should have got rid of the Zombie because that's not really going to do anything for me. Oh well. So, Pot of Greed. We have Grandmaster Sasuke, Sacred Grain, Ring of Destruction, Captain. Cool thing about playing its reasoning game decks, as much as people don't like it, is because you could just think about what you want to do. So we're gonna normal summon Ronnie Captain, declare his effect, make sure that he's not negating their summon, which they boom. Special summon Sacred Crane, declare its effect, draw 1 card. Cool. So we're just gonna run in, probably hit some goats, which is okay. Maybe not. I'm going to set these 2. So let's think. I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, we saw the monk, but we didn't really see anything else. I'm going to say 2. I don't know if they play Cyberstar or not. I'm just going to assume they do. Ah. You know, they could have went back into a more basic reasoning package, actually. Or maybe Demox also played in that, like, Mega Rock Dragon build. I can't remember. Either way, we're fine here. We have Snatch Steal, we have Ring. Even if that's a Royal Decree, I really don't care. So, when he attacks, I'm going to Wapaku. and then I'm going to, if that is a roll decree back there, I'll chain Dust Tornado. And if they activate the Giant True Nade, I'll chain Dust Tornado too. Ah, they do have a Substein. Cool. Works for me. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to take our opponent out next turn. More than likely. Unless they have like a Scapegoat or something. And even then, we'll have the Ring of Destruction, so we'll be able to take them out the next turn after. Yep. Good to go. Oh, okay, that's fine. I was actually potentially going to chain Walker. What does this guy do? Change face down defense position. Let's go flip some internal monsters. Okay. We'll activate Waboku. And nothing's going to happen to us this turn. Dust Tornado to the back row. Set the Ring of Destruction. Draw. Snatch. And he said I top deck, which I didn't actually top deck as you guys saw, but okay, cool. Well, that was the first one. Next match. That one was fairly quick. We're like 17 and a half minutes into this video, so as long as this one doesn't take too long, we could probably do two. So we have the captain in our hands, which is good. Now it could be a Magician of Faith. I'm just going to normal summon the Grandmaster Sasuke and attack in. Okay, just a Deck Orgy. Set these two, and my turn. One thing I would like to say in videos, like in general, like don't play around the 1 out of 40 cards like exactly all the time. Obviously, there are certain situations where you want to, like if you're going to lose the game, but sometimes it's worth placing multiple cards down to have multiple outs. So this is just a Chaos Turbo deck. But I'm not really that worried about Heavy Storm. Even if they do have it and I lose 2 cards for their 1, I mean, that's all right. I'm going to actually let him do his thing. Because no matter what he breaks, I'm going to chain. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, don't mind that. So, yeah, I'll take this damage. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Alright, let's draw. So, what to do? I think the only thing I can really do, well, I don't know. They might take us out next turn. We're not in a good position, I'm not gonna lie. Let's reinforcements of the army. So safest play would be like, going for an exiled force, which I could do. Or I could try to push a chaos play. I think I'm going to just do this. I'm going to go for Zambira. I'm going to normal summon just him and try to attack over this breaker, which he'll probably let me. And we're going to depend upon our book. Now they they have Nobleman Crossout still in their deck, obviously, because it's game 1, so booking this guy could turn out to be very bad. So let's go ahead and... Good? Okay. So now we reset the Zambara. That could have a cross. Okay, no cross-up. Gotcha. Good. Think here. You know, I'm just gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to run this Kaiku in. Cool. So that's one spy gone. See what he does. Good? Alright. So that's 500. I don't know if they play Solemn Judgment or not, but probably in trouble here, to be honest. I'm gonna just go. Alright. Oh man. That's alright. That's not so bad. So they did have the cross, so they just didn't use it. They have enough gas for... Yeah, they do have... They don't have the chaos, it looks like. That's alright with us. We'll just activate our Jar Greed. Ah, crap. That's not good. Let's turn these bad boys to defense mode. We'll keep the crane in our hand. So let's say our opponent's definitely in a better position than we are right now, especially after that. Yep. That's the thing about playing against Chaos Turbo is once they get going, you know, it's hard to catch that momentum again or get it away from them. Okay, well, we definitely don't have enough for Chaos in right now, but I'm just going to normal summon this, turn this to attack mode, and just go in. And they're probably not going to stop this just because they know we need that light in the grave. Ah, nice. That's a good trade right there for them. Mm-hmm. Ah, that's all right. Oh, really? Well, that probably means they have game if they did that. I would think. Or maybe they're still searching for BLS. They only have 15 cards left, so they're bound to get it now. Yeah, they got it. So, probably should have a Mind Control in here other than a Book of Moon, honestly, but I don't have that on my side deck either. Really, the main deck is pretty much set up for it as it is. But you can kind of see how the deck is supposed to work. You know, using Marauding Captain, Sacred Crane. I'm not saying this is like a revolutionary build of Warriors or anything. It's just something interesting and new to try. Well, newish. Like I said, this idea has been floating around for a while. I just haven't seen too many people make. Maybe I haven't actually seen anyone make a gameplay video of it yet. Let's see here. Well, definitely not going to see this coming. I doubt they kept Nobleman Crossout in. Normally don't really want to help Turbo draw more cards, but I don't know. In this case, it's not much we can really do. That's okay with me. Let's draw at 4, right? So they had it. Oh man, that's brutal. yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Um, I actually want Cyber Jar to go off on my turn, so I'm gonna book this gorilla. All right. Let's just do it. Cool, they got their breaker, which is nice. Ah, man. Well. Unless they went to like a scapegoat type of package. So we got some good cards off this, though. This is kind of why I wanted to go off on my turn. I'm going to go ahead and summon all these in attack mode. I don't really care what they're doing, to be honest. So they don't have their... I'm going to do a duo before they activate any of the Wing Blast. It's fine. No worries, it's good. You don't have to show me the log. I'm going to trust you, whether... Yeah. It isn't that deep of a thing. If you were playing like in a tournament, obviously you wouldn't want to do that, but I think they just did that unintentionally. Okay. Well, damn. That Marauding Captain would have been nice to have in our hand. So we haven't normal summoned this turn. Well, let's do this. Works for me. One of these is a spy, and I can't remember which one it is. Well, I don't know which one it is because they shuffled it around. But that's alright. We'll just take the spy out this way. Alright. I can't remember what they got off Cyberjar now. Oh, yeah. Had another World Decree. So they actually like sided it out of the turbo situation entirely into like a code control type thing, which is pretty cool. Or a chaos control. Dang. Well, I can't really. I can do the only thing I can do. This is where it's good to have 3 Book of Moon in your main deck, I guess, huh? Yep. You can't attack him, actually. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, sorry. I had that reverse. I was thinking you could actually accidentally, you could actually make a soft lock with 2 Marauding Captains, which pretty much never comes up, even though it is kind of a nice thing, since you can only attack him. Alright, that's not a good draw for me. I am going to summon him. Let's run over this Berserk Gorilla this way. I kind of want to keep the Sacred Crane in my hand. Yeah, we're definitely going to probably lose this one, guys. As soon as he gets a Chaos Monster on this field, it's going to be problems. No, I think we pretty much have to do this now. It's kind of a terrible thing when you're playing against Chaos decks. Sometimes you're just waiting for your impending doom because you know they're going to drop a Chaos Monster soon. Yeah, that's a nice card. One should be Sangan. Could be. Or Sinister. Could be for sure. There's no sense in really holding on to this though, because they're probably gonna, when they come down with the Chaos Monsters, it's gonna be aggressive. Scapegoats. -2 goats. Yep, cool. Well, that's 2 Book of Moons. We got 1 left in there. We do have our BLS, which is in the grave, so that's not good. Oh man. Well, what do we even have in here that can save us? Not that. I'm just gonna normal summon him. Could snatch jail and then just attack it with. Oh, okay, that's it. Got me. Good game. I really want to know what my cards were. Want to know how nice Royal Decree was. It's 1-1 and 1 loss. I guess that's just okay then. But that's going to be it for this video. It's over 30 minutes long, so this is way longer than what I kind of normally make, but these videos are kind of easy to make in a way. It might be a little bit annoying to do in the editing, but we'll see. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you like this type of video, we'll definitely make more. Maybe at one point in time I'll implement like a webcam. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But things have been really busy recently, which is why we haven't made a ton of videos on our channel in like the last month. But hopefully we'll be able to make more regular videos here soon. So I have several ideas kind of like this one that I want to try out, show you guys. Hopefully you guys can take it. Hopefully you can make it better. And do better than what I could. So I do think there is some merit here in this type of deck, and I think it's really cool to have kind of a Sacred Crane sort of engine with Marauding Captain. I think Sacred Crane has a place outside of Reason Gate Turbo. Maybe it's the best in that deck, but it doesn't mean it can't be played in other decks. But let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.